we've come over to our fields. I haven't walked very far. Remember, it's only 3 acres, but this is still my land. We have a permaculture manager who lives in that house over there, and it's very similar to our house. He really understands permaculture principles and how to design and make the most of everything. This is also our house. This family has never learned permaculture. They lived here when we bought the land, and they have learned a little bit, and they do as little as they have to stay here. Neither of them pay rent, as long as they take care of the land and make good use of it. So behind there is a little garden, and then this is our land again that we manage, and this is what we expect. We expect lots of mulching on the ground to protect that soil and to keep the soil covered. Whereas over here, at least they're not burning and clearing, but they could do a lot more to keep that soil healthy. Maswara? Da swara, da to goza. Zigomo. Hey, kuli bueno kwambiri. Kaya kwana. Zigomo. Okay, so let me show you a few other differences that we do. These beds here are our main rainy season. I know I haven't told you much about Malawi's weather. You'll have to look up some of that. But we have a long dry season, a short rainy season, and then a little moisture if you make the most of it. But rains will start in about December and go until about March. And then we start harvesting, and it's dry from April back around to November. So 8 months dry and 4 months-ish rain. So these beds, and I'm facing west at the moment, so the sun is coming right into me. These beds are much different than most agriculture. Most agriculture is in rows, even in Illinois. So it looks more like this. When you're planting in rows, you also walk on the other space that's not a row. That means you're walking on half your land, and half your land is used for planting. What we do instead is we fill in one of the middle rows. So you can see this is where we plant, this is where we walk. And the animals come through and they move things around for us, and we just pile it back on the bed because we want the soil to be alive where the planting happens. One problem you can see is the organic matter is there, but also plastic. So people have a hard time understanding the difference between plastic and organic matter, and it takes a lot of education, and sometimes people still don't get it. So I'm not going to have time to talk a lot about that today, but it's a huge problem. In fact, let me just turn around and I'll show you where I just walked from. This is a main path. Moliba? This is a main path to the market. So people, you can see all the trash here. They just throw it down. And to them, it's no different than these leaves. To them, it's equally as dirty. Okay, so that is our rainy season fields. Moliba? Diribuino. And I'm going to talk a little bit about why we put things in different places when I go back to the other side of the house.